A stable routine can be disrupted by a single unexpected event that changes everything. The initial shock seems unimaginable, but afterward, it provides a new rationale for past events. This trend occurs because our regular experiences create expectations for repetition, treating surprises as rare exceptions. The inclination to trust past patterns leads us to overlook uncommon deviations until they strike with force. When these rare shocks influence outcomes, our everyday predictions become less meaningful, and long-term confidence wanes. People often find that many pivotal moments in history and personal lives don't follow a predictable timeline. Imagine a scenario in which attention-grabbing headlines matter, yet significant change arises from sources often overlooked. In retrospect, our minds craft a coherent narrative, making unexpected events seem like they were always inevitable. This video will explore the fundamental mechanisms behind rare shocks and the cognitive errors they exploit. This video draws inspiration from the book The Black Swan by Nassim Taleb, so make sure to subscribe for more insightful tools. A black swan refers to an outlier that defies typical expectations shaped by prior experiences. It also has a profound impact, which we only make sense of after the fact through hindsight narratives. This pattern disrupts our learning process because a single, unexpected event can invalidate beliefs formed from numerous confirmations. It also complicates our planning, as what seems impossible can still occur, drastically influencing outcomes. Before Australia was discovered, swans were universally assumed to be white due to continuous confirmation of that belief. The sighting of just one black swan disproved the generalization, highlighting the fragility of sweeping statements. This same principle applies across careers, relationships, and societies where a single event can instantly shift life trajectories. After such events, our minds perceive them as obvious, even when there were no convincing indicators beforehand. This perspective encourages a focus on rare deviations that hold the greatest significance, rather than on normal variations. A proactive strategy is to identify what single surprise could undermine a plan, then adjust to mitigate risks. The unknown factors are often more significant than what we know when rare surprises lead to the most significant outcomes. The mechanism at play is that unexpected events gain influence precisely because we tend to ignore or underestimate them. This creates a situation where confidence can grow from mundane experiences, while the risk exposure quietly accumulates beneath the surface. When that unexpected deviation finally occurs, it can overshadow years of typical results and disrupt well-laid plans. Consider a successful attack that largely succeeded because it wasn't viewed as a plausible threat beforehand. Simple precautions such as locked cockpit doors could have changed outcomes, even if all details remained unclear. In business, an innovative idea loses its advantage once it becomes obvious, as competitors quickly move to replicate it. Consequently, true success often stems from diverging from expectations rather than conforming to widely recognized patterns. This concept repeatedly emphasizes the importance of acknowledging anti-knowledge rather than relying solely on apparent certainty. A valuable practice involves identifying your safest assumptions and then considering how a single, overlooked exception could undermine them. Prediction becomes ineffective when outliers are significant, as forecasting tools struggle to accurately capture rare deviations. The issue arises because models typically assess regular variations, while neglecting the extreme events that contribute most to total risk. Consequently, long-term projections may seem precise, yet they often collapse due to substantial cumulative errors. Overconfidence remains prevalent because individuals tend to forget past forecasting failures while recalling confident narratives instead. In finance, a manager might define risk in such a way that completely overlooks the existence of a black swan event. This leaves the risk measure with minimal predictive value concerning overall danger, even if the mathematics involved appears impressive. In policy and conflict situations, a misunderstanding of causal chains can lead to unforeseen outcomes resulting from aggressive ignorance. A child using a chemistry set illustrates the danger of taking decisive action without comprehending the underlying uncertainties. A more effective response lies in adapting to unpredictability, instead of pursuing unattainable, perfect forecasts. If this perspective prompts you to question false precision, consider subscribing to enhance your ability to navigate uncertainty with clearer judgment. Platonicity refers to the tendency to prefer neat concepts, often confusing the representation with reality itself. This inclination comes from the perception that elegant models are more secure than the chaotic nature of reality, diverting focus to what conforms. Such behaviour creates a risky divide where overly confident models clash with the complexities of life, leading to significant errors. The real mistake isn't that models are inevitably wrong, rather, it's that we can't anticipate where they will fail in advance. People often discuss equilibrium and stability as if future events must mirror the recent past, creating a false sense of security. This illusion shatters when history changes course, revealing that the perceived balance was merely a temporary facade. Simplistic representations can act like medications with dangerous side effects that only emerge later and unpredictably. The consequences can be severe, as errors multiply when significant outcomes combine with misguided certainty. This idea consistently underscores the need to focus on consequences rather than getting lost in the allure of beautifully crafted explanations. A prudent approach involves asking where a given model might fail, and then reducing exposure to those potential failures. Learning enhances when we shift our attention from what we already know to the vast expanse of knowledge that remains unexplored. The focus should be on viewing knowledge as a useful tool rather than an ornamental asset that serves merely to uphold our status. An anti-library is a collection of unread books that serves as a reminder of how much we have yet to learn. This awareness reduces overconfidence and maintains our curiosity about the likelihood of unexpected developments. Following a shocking event, people often adopt specific rules but overlook the broader lesson about the nature of unpredictability. Constructing a wall along the last invasion route exemplifies how excessive precision in learning can lead to failures. Minds often struggle with complex rules, favouring concrete facts over the guiding abstractions that enhance better judgment. This bias helps explain why traditional beliefs endure even when they fall short in intricate, interrelated situations. One of the best habits to cultivate is maintaining an updated list of what you don't know, treating certainty as something that can change. Another valuable strategy is to identify overarching principles and avoid mistaking specific anecdotes for solid evidence. The aim isn't to anticipate every unexpected event, but rather to remain resilient when rare occurrences catch us off guard. A pragmatic perspective acknowledges that uncertainty is a fundamental aspect of life, not just a temporary challenge waiting for clearer predictions. Key strategies involve recognizing outliers, resisting the urge to create hindsight narratives, and questioning data that omits extremes. It also requires valuing what you don't know, as unseen factors can influence outcomes more significantly than familiar routines. Strength and resilience increase when planning emphasizes the impact of mistakes instead of merely refining fragile forecasts. This mindset transforms anxiety into proactive design, since safeguarding our interests is more critical than projecting certainty in advance. It becomes feasible to pursue positive surprises by maximizing exposure to opportunities where potential losses are minimal. Fields like exploration thrive on experimentation, as a rare breakthrough can outweigh numerous small setbacks. The essential takeaway is to treat your confidence as adaptable and always allow space for the unexpected. If navigating uncertainty feels more manageable now, consider subscribing for more insights into clear thinking.